Kanamori Kacho, there's an inquiry from a client?
The new recruit, Kawai-san, speaks to me anxiously. I look at her as she hesitates and ask first. Are you having trouble handling it?
Yes?
I see. Then I'll take over. So could you pass me the details of the inquiry?
Thank you so much. The document I gave you the other day about this product,
Please, hand me that document. I decided to take over without waiting for her to finish speaking as the client was on hold. My name is Akira Kanamori, 33 years old, a section chief working in the sales department of Revenge Corporation.
Hey, you.
The office atmosphere tenses up with her stern voice. Kawai-san visibly flinches at being addressed.
Taking notes while on a call is basic. Didn't you learn that during training? I'm sorry. There wasn't a memo pad nearby, so I thought I could remember. You can't even handle things properly, and you think you can memorize what a client says without taking notes. Always keep a memo pad within reach. If you think you'll keep them waiting too long, tell them you'll call back.
The woman instructing her subordinate is Kanako Juzen, a perfectionist. She's a capable and cool beauty. That's her public image, but her bluntness has earned her the nickname, the Wicked One, behind her back.
Their time is just as valuable as yours. Every second you keep them waiting is wasted time.
Stop. That's enough, Juzen-san. I finished the call and intervened to stop Juzen-san. The call went smoothly. I think she's learned her lesson from what you said.
Fine. If that's the case.
Kawai-san, please take notes next time.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Are you okay, Kawai-san? She didn't have to be so harsh.
No, it was my fault.
Are you crying? Making a junior cry? Maybe that was a bit too much.
The person comforting Kawai-san is Mahito Aida, my colleague. We joined the company at the same time, though he's a year older due to repeating a year in university.
Girls like Kawai-san, fragile and in need of protection, are the ideal, aren't they?
You're really something, Kanamori. This is Yuito Fujikami. We joined the company at the same time, and he's the only colleague I speak to casually. You're probably the only one who can put Juzen-san in her place. You think so? You don't even realize it. I'd hesitate to even talk to her. She's so intimidating. Kanako was being approached by a man outside the office.
How about dinner?
You again! I don't waste my time on poor people.
She coldly dismisses him and walks away without changing her expression. Wow, she's beautiful, but that's harsh. If she said that to me, my heart would break. The man walks away dejectedly. Juzen-san must have been that harsh because he kept bothering her. But seriously, Kanamori, are you really dating her? Are you sure you're not being threatened? You okay? I'm dating Kanako Juzen, the woman known for her beauty and wickedness. Fujikami still finds it hard to believe and keeps asking if I'm alright. There's no problem. In fact, I respect her for being able to speak her mind so clearly. And when she turns down men like that, I feel reassured, knowing she can handle herself. Well, with your specs, Kanamori, you're probably one of the few who meet her standards. But you're right, she can be a bit too harsh sometimes, so I'll step in and talk to her when needed. That's exactly what's impressive about you. But seriously, you're the first among us to get promoted, Kanamori. You're seriously cool, Section Chief. He says that with his usual enthusiasm before wrapping up the conversation with a laugh, saying, as long as you're happy, that's what matters. After parting ways with him in front of the office, I head home, following after my girlfriend who left ahead of me. We met a year ago. I was passing by a park late after work when it happened. Oh, I'm sorry. Are you okay? I had bumped into a woman who was stumbling along.
I'm sorry. I'm fine.
She answered in a small voice, still looking down. That was Kanako Juzen. That's how we first met. I just bought this from the vending machine. Would you like some? I offer her a drink as we move to a bench in the park. I'll just leave it here then. There's no response to my words. She's been hiding her expression ever since we bumped into each other. Are you really okay? When I checked on her again, she was crying. She had been hiding her tears from me, keeping her head down the entire time.
Please don't be kind to me.
She whispered those words and continued crying, trying to stifle her sobs. I couldn't just leave her there, so I stayed with her until she calmed down. That's when she told me about being fired and disowned by her father. With a tarnished record, she was struggling to find a job. We stayed in the park, talking until dawn. After meeting her a few more times, I became certain that she truly wanted to start over. President, please hire her at our company. I went to directly plead with the president of Revenge Corporation, who also happens to be my uncle. Thinking back, I must have already been in love with Juzen-san by then. After a fair recruitment process, Juzen-san was hired at Revenge Corporation 6 months ago due to her abilities. But that's not something I need to share with others. That day, during a reunion with my fellow new hires, I was thinking back to my memories of her as she became the topic of conversation.
But seriously, Kanamori, are you really dating that Kanako Juzen? You've got terrible taste in women, man. Compared to my girlfriend, though, she's amazing.
I heard you started dating Kawaii-san?
Yeah, she's fragile and makes you want to protect her, right? That's the kind of girl you want as a girlfriend.
Aida seemed pretty pleased, having recently started dating Yurina Kawaii. Well, everyone has their own type, I guess.
Ha! I heard about your girlfriend. She supposedly turned down a guy in front of the company saying, "I have no time for poor people." That's the talk of the office. She's so beautiful, but what a waste to be such a wicked person. People need love more than money.
I agree she could be more tactful, and that's something I think is her flaw too. But she...
You don't have to force yourself to defend her. It must be tough, always having to cover for your girlfriend. Meanwhile, my girlfriend believes in love conquers all. She's the perfect woman for me.
No, Aida, that's not right. Everyone's got their own ideal, and it's wrong to compare. Fujikami speaks for me, expressing what I'm feeling. Though he finds Juzen-san intimidating, he doesn't judge her. Maybe that's why I trust him more than anyone else in the company. I'm with her because I share her values. We're together because we're compatible, that's all.
So if you share her values, that means you're also a cold-hearted person who values money over love.
Oh man, that's scary. He pretends to be frightened as he laughs loudly again. There's no point in trying to make him understand. I don't want to ruin the reunion, so I let it go. Fujikami smoothly changes the subject, preventing any further conflict. I skipped the after party and came home early. The lights were still on when I arrived.
Welcome back.
I'm home. You didn't have to wait up. You could have gone to bed.
You said you'd be home by 9 p.m. I wanted to discuss work with you, so I waited.
Waiting for me was Kanako Juzen. She had been looking for a place to live, and I suggested we move in together. Now we live together.
What?
I'm 10 minutes late. Aren't you mad?
I'm not mad.
Really? The old you would have been furious.
Shut up! I've stopped expecting others to be perfect. As long as I'm perfect, that's enough.
Yeah, I think you've grown a lot. As we spent more time together, she began to share more about her past. Her life story shaped who she is today.
Dad, are you sure it's okay? Even if I attend 3 different classes?
Of course. I want you to do anything you want to, Kanako. But more importantly, I'm sorry I've been working all the time and making you feel lonely.
That's not true. Thanks to you, I've had so many experiences. I'm going to be just like you and become someone who could do anything.
Children's extracurricular activities cost money. Her father, as a single parent and CEO, made money to provide for her. My childhood, on the other hand, was the exact opposite of hers. My father wasn't very good at his job, and our life was always tough. My sickly mother also worked to support me.
Sorry, Akira. We can't even afford to send you to classes.
Don't worry about it. Someday, I'm going to work hard and make life easier for you. Lack of money makes families anxious. I knew I had to earn money.
I grew up poor, and she was a CEO's daughter. We came from opposite worlds, but both of us learned the importance of money. She grew up striving for perfection, wanting to be like her father. That strong desire led her to reject different values and ultimately caused her to make mistakes. And when those mistakes led her to be disowned by the person she respected most in the world, she began to change.
Everyone has their own way of doing things. I realize that thanks to you. I'll stop imposing my values on others. I'm sorry.
Recently, she's been less demanding of others' perfection, though her long-standing habits still slip out at times. In those moments, I try to be her stopper, always keeping an eye on her. Then our conversation shifts to work. We talk about the upcoming negotiations with a new client. You're right, the statistics back up your point, but in this case, she often draws conclusions based on accurate data from statistics. She still feels uncertain about considering the client's perspective, so I give her advice like this.
You're right. Your point has merit. I'll bring that up in tomorrow's meeting.
Our relationship is professional, which allows me to focus on work. A few months later, in winter, trouble was brewing without our knowledge.
What should I do, Mahito-san? I messed up again. If I report this, Juzen-san will get mad at me again. Yorina, I'm scared.
It's okay. As long as we have our love, we can get through anything, right? I'll help you. Yeah, love will get us through this. Sincerity will make everything work out. Always being praised and smug, Kanamori doesn't understand. I'm going to prove it to him.
Do you even realize what you've done?
A few days later, Juzen-san's voice echoes through the office, even louder than usual. Standing before her are Aida and Kawaii. Kawaii-san was recently reprimanded by a client, and she didn't report it to the company. Aida Mahito decided to handle it internally, trying to cover for Kawaii-san. As a result, they couldn't present a proper solution to the client, leaving them with nothing but apologies. This only fueled the client's anger, leading to the termination of the contract.
I apologized with all my heart, but they wouldn't forgive me.
Apologies aren't a cure-all in this world. This is business. Reporting, communicating, and consulting are basic principles. Even students know that. You made a selfish decision to avoid getting scolded. A selfish decision? I might not be the one to criticize, but...
Juzen-san's usual fierce tone falters for a moment. She remembers how her perfectionism and stubbornness led to her downfall in her previous job.
Manager, I'll go and visit the client again. Please allow me to do so.
She calmly requests permission from the manager, who silently nods once. Juzen-san, I'll go with you. It's not because I love her. I know I can help her by being there. I'm confident that I can support her in a business setting.
Thank you. That's reassuring.
She looks at me and smiles gently, a rare expression for her. Juzen-san smiled! The entire sales department is shocked by her smile. Then we quickly get to work on resolving the client issue. Juzen-san, I've reviewed the client's feedback. We can prepare 2 alternative proposals.
Thank you. I'll compile the materials, so please bring them here.
I already have the data for one of them, so no need to create it. Please handle the other one.
That's a big help.
Wow, these 2 are amazing! They're a perfect team! Trusting each other, we move forward with the work. Preparations are quickly completed, and with the manager's approval, we head to the client.
We apologize for the trouble caused. We look forward to continuing our business relationship.
After the apology and meeting with the client, we bow and offer our greetings.
Kanako-san, it was great to see you again. I'll make sure to inform the president about this.
The client is Juzen Manufacturing, run by Kanako's father. The client representative knew Kanako. As we leave, she expresses her admiration for Kanako.
No need to mention me, but thank you.
Are you okay, Juzen-san? Despite knowing it was her father's company, she acted for the sake of the company.
Yes, I was very nervous. I was worried that my present might disrupt things. So, thank you, Kanamori-san. It wouldn't have gone well without your support.
I'm happy I could help you. I'm glad they forgave us. The client showed no favoritism toward Juzen-san. It was her sales skills that earned their trust.
Let's head home quickly. I don't want to stay here too long.
She was about to say when. Kanako? Turning around, we see the president of Juzen Manufacturing, Kanako's father. He looks at his daughter, whom he hasn't seen in years, with wide eyes. Why are you here? Seeing her struggle to respond, I step forward and hand my business card to the president. Thank you for your time. My name is Kanamori from Revenge Corporation. We are here today to apologize for our mistake and explain the situation. I see. So Kanako is working at Revenge Corporation. I'm embarrassed to say, but I haven't seen my daughter in years. She's told me about her situation, about the mistakes she made, and her current relationship with you. Kanako-san deeply regrets her past mistakes and strives daily not to repeat them. She is more dedicated to her work than anyone, disciplined, and grateful to you, her father.
Kanamori-san!
If this moment passes without being addressed, this father and daughter may regret it for the rest of their lives. That's why I'm stepping in. Tell him properly, your father. It's okay. I've seen how hard you've worked. After hesitating for a few seconds, Kanako bows deeply in the next moment.
Dad, I'm sorry for being such an ungrateful daughter, and thank you for working so hard to raise me, for protecting me.
Her father worked tirelessly to earn money, and that effort likely brought her happiness.
Kanako, I should be the one thanking you. Hearing that you've been living with remorse puts me at ease. I wasn't wrong. Knowing you've been happy tells me that. Thank you. Please, live your life with integrity. I believe in you.
His decision to disown her was an act of tough love, hoping to see his beloved daughter rise and live strongly. Perhaps he thought her mistakes were his fault.
Thank you, Dad. I'm sorry.
Though the disownment wasn't lifted, I resolved to help this father and daughter mend their relationship. After returning to the company, we report that the deal was saved. The sales department sighs in relief.
Kawai-san, I also made an unforgivable mistake by acting selfishly. Even if you cry and scream, some things can never be undone. There are many things like that in the world. Remember that. Yes, I'm sorry.
Ida-kun, that applies to you as well. You didn't have the knowledge or skills to save her. Love alone can't protect those who are important to you. At least that's what I believe. I'm not imposing my values on you. I don't think love is unnecessary. But remember, your selfish actions could have caused significant losses to the company.
Damn it!
With the issue resolved, Kanako and I leave the office building.
Juzen-san, I misunderstood you. There's no one as beautiful and strong as you.
Kanamori-san, I promise to fill your life with love and happiness. So please protect me in the future.
In an absurd turn of events, Ida-kun begins to approach Juzen-san while Kawaii-san approaches me. I think I'm not that slow, but even I couldn't keep up with the sudden turn of events.
Ida-san, didn't you say love is more important than money? I believe that to protect those I love in the future, money is essential. We have different values. I won't fall for anyone who isn't capable and has potential to earn in the future. I'm sorry.
Yeah!
Kawaii-san, I don't really understand love or romance. The only person I feel anything for is Juzen-san. I'm sorry, I can't protect you.
This can't be.
All right, you two. Let's not do anything more embarrassing. Looking at you, I'm starting to question what really matters in life. Yuito drags away the dejected Ida-kun and Kawaii-san. I can't thank him enough for always reading the room and helping me out. Our friendship is something I value too, Yuito. Thank you, Juzen-san, for trusting me. I'll work hard for your sake from now on.
I won't let you outshine me. I'll make sure you never have to struggle.
What's important in life varies for each person. Love, money, dreams, friendship. There's no right or wrong. Forcing your values on others or denying theirs is a big no-no. That might be all there is to it. As for Aida Mahito and Kawaii Yurina, They were suspended for a week for causing potential losses to the company with their rash decisions. After that, they were transferred to a regional office.
We can't make long distance work. Even with love, it's impossible. Let's break up.
Love conquers all. What a load of crap.
There are people who can overcome life's hardships with strong love. But their love just wasn't strong enough.
Ah!
Sometime later, while out in town on a day off, we ran into someone she knew.
Saikawa-san, I'm truly sorry for the trouble I caused you years ago.
What are you talking about?
Eh?
From the look on your face, you've probably changed after reflecting on yourself. I can tell because I've been there too. If you make a mistake, just start over until you're satisfied. You and me both.
His words must have resonated deeply with Juzen-san, who is now determined to live differently.
Yes! I won't interfere with others' lives anymore. I won't repeat the same mistakes. I'll live my life perfectly, in a way that I'm satisfied with.
Yeah, let's both do our best. I'll let him know too.
Hey, Kanako.
Kanako? All of a sudden you're using my name?
It's about time, don't you think? So, was that guy your ex?
No, it wasn't like that. Don't get jealous.
Yeah, I think I might have been jealous for the first time in my life. Take responsibility.
I don't know about that idiot.
Everyone's upbringing, experiences, and the things they've seen are different. No two people are the same. We just happen to share the same values. I believe that's fate.